Every lady ought to be.
She ought to be Wahoo and AK.
Standards high in sisterhood.
That's what we're striving for. Those goals of AK.
Every lady ought to
I'm Sarah Nanette Baldwin, and I am the 38th Bacillus of Omicron Omega Chapter. I was initiated in the Theta Sigma chapter at the University of Alabama, fall of 1977. I'm humbled to be serving in this capacity at this time. I'm equally as humbled and excited that we have this opportunity to showcase our rich history and our legacy of service to this community through this video. In 1924, only 16 years after the founding of this great organization, you had trailblazing women that had the foresight and vision to start this chapter in Birmingham, Alabama. So Sorors, as you watch this video, I hope you too are equally as proud of the fact that you have maintained this legacy over 95 years. And even though we may not be here, we hope and believe that this organization, this chapter, will be around 95 years to come.
An AKA,
An AKA,
an AKA,
an AKA, and I finally became an AKA.
Well, for me, there was no other organization to join. I knew from a little girl, there is no other organization greater than the sorority. So why, if I want to be great, why not join a great organization?
I would have to say that would be the same for me. Also, growing up, I basically seen other women of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and basically they impressed me with what all they did in the community. And I knew that that was someone that I wanted to be like when I grew up.
When I was in high school, there was a teacher, a male teacher, who told me to go AKA very early. And I wondered where in the world did he want me to go? But then toward the end of my senior year, there was a librarian who told me to go AKA. And her name was Marjorie McAdory.
I think for me, joining Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, I had a lot of teachers that I saw and I looked up to. And so I also have a sister that's a part of the organization as well. And I always wanted sisters. So that was my main reason for joining this great organization.
When I went to Stillman, I was the first in my family to attend college. I knew no AKAs. I knew no deltas, or Greek life was not a part of my family's culture.
And once I got in high school, I was influenced by a math teacher. Her name was Juanita Van. She was a member of Omicron Omega Chapter. So my decision was easy.
And when I looked around and took my notes and compared, there was only one sorority that I thought would suit me.
When I went to college, I knew absolutely nothing about sororities or fraternities. My mother joined the sorority after I did. So I was really impressed by seeing the kinds of things that the AKAs on Talladega's campus were doing. I liked the impression that they made on other students, and I thought, that's really good, especially for young women. These were college sophomores and juniors and seniors, and I was pretty impressed with that.
When I was coming up, there really wasn't that many college-educated Black women in the neighborhood. But I was in the 10th grade at Ullman High School, which is now closed. Miss Cleopatra Goree was my history teacher. And she was the first real Alpha Kappa Alpha woman that I knew who really put her stamp on Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And from that time on, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I would be just like Miss Goree.
For me, it was a family tradition. When I looked through my family, it's over 30 women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
I have an older sister, who was an AKA, initiated at the Gamma Mu. And of course, when you have an adoring older sister, that you just had to do the same thing that she was doing.
I think about two young women who I admired a lot, that were social workers and that were also members of Alpha Kappa Alpha. They were women that made me say, I want to be like them when I grow up.
Well, one of the counselors at my high school, which is no longer a high school, West End High School, was Miss Barbara Wilder. And I was very impressed by her being an AKA, and I was familiar with many people that I knew who were AKAs here in Birmingham.
I also had a Sunday school teacher, Savannah Cruz Jones, who was Miss AKA. And she talked about AKA all the time. I was influenced by my sister, my older sister, who had gone to college 2 years before me. And she would come home on breaks and would be talking about the sororities and particularly AKA, and she was able to pledge AKA. And then when I went to Alabama State, of course I followed in her footsteps, as I always did throughout her life. I wanted to be just like her.
There is no other organization greater than this sorority. So why, if I want to be great, why not join a great organization?
I'm Thomasine Hill, Soror Thomasine Hill, and my mother is Soror Ophelia G. Hill, who is a Golden Life member. She was charter member at Tuskegee University, April 15, 1948, which actually is her birthday also. Mm-hmm. And then my daughter is Tressie Williams, who was initiated in 2009 at Beta Pi, Miles College. Gamma Pi. Sorry about that. Gamma Pi. It's a pie. Gamma Pi, Miles College, 2009. And I was initiated at Mu chapter, University of Montevallo in 1981. And I am a Silver Life.
Okay, my name is Tressie Williams. It goes down the line. Soror Ophelia Hill, that's my grandmother. And Soror Thomasine Hill, that's my mother.
I am Soror Carmen Williams Perkins, and my mother was Soror Evangeline Heath Williams. And she was initiated in Omicron Omega in 1977. I was initiated in Mu Pi chapter, Spelman College, 1980. And my daughter was Kyra Devan Perkins, was initiated into Nu Alpha chapter, Emory University, 2018.
My mother is Soror Linda Dumas. She was initiated into Omicron Omega in 2000. I am Soror Whitney Dumas. I was initiated into the IO to Phi chapter, spring 2012.
I am Soror Adrienne Callan Myers. I'm the daughter of Christine Howard Callan. She is a Golden Soror, pledged Beta Pi 55. She's a Golden Life Soror. I'm also a Silver Life Soror. And I have a sister that is also in the chapter, Cheryl Denise Long, or Cheryl Callan Long, should I say. She is also a Life Silver Soror. She pledged 78 in Beta Pi as well. So she's really the legacy of Mom, but I pledged Omicron Omega in 85.